Today we're going to unbox and review the GTX 950 AMP Edition from ZOTAC. Now we are going to unbox the GeForce GTX 950. This is the AMP Edition, guys. What this means is that it is factory overclocked. Let's get started. This is a beautiful box given by ZOTAC, black and grey combination. Let's see what's inside. It has a backplate, and a card at this range getting a backplate, seriously, kudos ZOTAC. And the cooler looks pretty cool. It's made out of metal, yeah, it's metal, and carbon fiber. Pretty awesome. The fans are also made out of metal, I guess. Oh, and you can see there are two copper heat pipes, and we'll get into the specifics of this in the look and feel section. One more thing to be noted, guys, they give you a converter. This card has pretty humble power requirements, but still I'd suggest you have a 80+ rated power supply from where you can get the power directly. Now that we've finished the unboxing section of this card, let's get into the look and feel section of this beautiful card. This is a handsome looking device. As you can see, it is made out of black and dark grey accents all over. The construction is of metal and carbon fiber type material, which is pretty sturdy, I must say. Now, the back has a back plate. Check out the back plate, guys, and serious kudos to ZOTAC for including a back plate even in this price range. The cooling mechanism of this card is quite beefy, given the power consumption of this card is quite minimal. We can see two copper heat pipes within the aluminum fins that is present inside the card. Let's get into the power section. The power needs a measly one 6-pin connector, that's all. So I'd say a 500 watt 80+ rated power supply is good to go with this card. And I'm saying 500 watts to be on the safe side. You can probably, slip by with a 450 watt proper power supply. In the connectivity section, guys, there are two DVI ports, one HDMI 2.0 port and one display port. I specified HDMI 2.0 because you can actually play native 4K at 60 FPS from this port, and obviously from the DVI port it supports 4K at 60 FPS. Also, you need to remember that your monitor must have an HDMI 2.0 port to support this feature. Now let's skip by the connectivity section and get into how this card will actually look when it's tucked inside your case. It's going to be tucked in like this, and you can see that from this side it looks pretty handsome, like I just said. This card has a core clock of 1203 MHz base and 1405 MHz boost. That's quite a lot of overclocking, but I tried overclocking this card and I reached 1535 MHz using MSI Afterburner. The DVI port of this card supports up to 2560 into 1600 and the HDMI, and display port supports 4K at 60 Hz native. The memory clock of this card is 7020 MHz. It has got a memory size of 2 GB GDDR5. The memory interface is 128 bits. I'll keep to that. Rest, you can just pause the video and glance at the specifications being displayed on your screen. Now that you've seen the benchmarks of this guy right here, guys, I can safely tell you that this card is nearly as good as the GTX 960. After all, the core of this card is a cut down version of the GTX 960, but it's not that cut down, because what we saw from the benchmarks and what was not shown in the benchmarks was the overclocking results. Now guys, before you fire me down in the comments, I'd like to tell you something. Why did we not put the overclocked results? You know, different cards overclock differently. If you know about the silicon bin, we are going to make a video on that if you guys want us to. There's something called the silicon lottery involved with graphic cards and also CPUs. Now the core of this card had overclocked to somewhere around 1530 MHz. But different cards, you might have a sample which will overclock to 1550 plus MHz, and someone else might have a card which will overclock to 1450 MHz. So it really differs from card to card. But after our overclocking experience, I can safely say that this card gives the GTX 960 a run for its money. And after all, the pricing by NVIDIA is such that they are a few dollars apart. So whether you get the GTX 950 or the GTX 960, playing games at full HD resolution, somewhere around medium to high settings for AAA titles, and games like League of Legends and Hearts of Stone, if you played them at full maxed out settings, you can get enjoyable and very playable frame rates. And by playable I mean always 60 FPS plus. But now it's time to review and rate this card. This card gets an 8 out of 10 from Simplex. These are our awesome sponsor, guys. They provide us with every piece of equipment we unbox and review. They are IT Arena at E-Mall, Kolkata. They have headphones, PlayStations, peripherals like keyboard and mouse, speakers, laptops, tablets, computer parts like graphic cards, processors, motherboards, RAM kits, and all types of electronic and gaming equipments that you can dream of. And everything at the best possible price. Visit IT Arena on the first floor at E-Mall, Kolkata in India. Guys, if you are liking the work that we are doing down over here, then please like the video. And if you thought it was subpar and below the standards that you want us to make videos at, dislike it. But leave behind positive criticism and tell us how can we improve ourselves. But guys, before you go, if you guys want us to review a specific product, please mention it down in the comments and we will try our level best to get it and review it for you guys. Lastly, but most importantly, please subscribe to our channel, as that helps us out greatly, guys.